Good morning and welcome. We're really proud to be celebrating National Apprenticeship Week, and we're delighted to be hosting this joint event this morning. So welcome to those joining us. My name is Fang Lam. I'm the Learning and Organisational Development Consultant at Croydon Health Services. And I'll just hand over to my colleague to introduce herself.
Oh, hello, my name is Gail McKay and I work at Croydon College and with apprenticeships.
Oh, hello.
Okay, thank you very much. So we'll let more people join us, but we'll basically sort of run through sort of what you can expect from our session this morning. So you'll find out a bit more about what it means to work at Croydon Health Services NHS Trust, the different opportunities that we provide. We'll also provide some facts, figures, general information about apprenticeships, including sort of what they are, sort of the different levels that you can expect and in which areas. We talk about working in partnership with a number of different educational providers, as well as Croydon College, where I'll hand over to Gail to talk about sort of how they're working, the different apprenticeships they're delivering, how they work with other employers as well. Then we look at some career pathways just to give you an idea of the different opportunities that there are for progressing through different apprenticeships. We provide examples of different apprenticeships to show you sort of the different career paths available in them. And then we close off the session with some next steps from Croydon College regarding sort of the enrolment application process. And then we provide you some contacts and some time for questions and answers. If at any point you've got questions, feel free to add them to the chat and we'll sort of be addressing those as we go on. So firstly, work with us, Croydon Health Services. Croydon is a busy, exciting and diverse place to work. Croydon counts as the second largest of all the London boroughs in terms of population, so with approximately 386,700. So nearly a quarter of those are made up of young people aged 17 years or under. And around 1 in 7 of our residents are aged 65 years and over. So just to sort of let you know sort of what the trust covers. So we care for local people at Croydon University Hospital, Purley Memorial Hospital and in clinics and people's homes across the borough. As the trust ourselves, we're a close-knit and friendly organisation where we have about 3,600 members of staff. So just to give you an example of different types of roles that we have here, because I suppose traditionally people think of the hospital mainly consisting of doctors and nurses, but just to sort of shed a bit of light on the different roles that we have. So we do have accountants, administrators sort of across the board. We have some chaplains, deputy library manager, doctors and nurses, as mentioned, healthcare assistants, we've got HR officers, IT service desk analysts, and we also have, as examples, occupational therapist, pharmacist, physiotherapy assistants, psychologists, speech and language assistants, and more. To find out about any of our vacancies, you can check our corporate website. So in terms of how many apprenticeships were started during that period, there are over 4.2 million apprenticeships started during that time. And in the first quarter of 2019-20, the academic year, there were 275,900 apprenticeship starts. So in terms of which are most popular, there's a lot of interest in business administration, law, including finance, HR management, also health, public services, care apprenticeships. So for example, pharmacy, policing, emergency care. Also in retail, commercial enterprise, like catering, hospitality. There's also interest in engineering, manufacturing technologies, like gas industry, building services, construction planning. So in terms of the apprenticeships we actually support at the Trust, we've supported quite a number of staff regarding sort of nursing associate level 5, pharmacy services assistant, pharmacy technician, and also late last year we had a cohort starting the senior leader master's degree apprenticeships level 7. In the near future, we have staff starting the business administration level 3, operational and departmental manager, also the team leader and supervisor roles. Sort of during that time, we're also identifying other areas in the trust where we can support and provide professional qualifications. One of the areas we're currently looking at is advancing toward the registered nursing degree and also qualified apprenticeships within physiotherapy. So in terms of which apprenticeships you're interested in, we may be looking at those as we progress through the presentation, but also want you to consider sort of what you hope to achieve by participating in an apprenticeship, because it is about building your career and having that opportunity to do so. So what is an apprenticeship? An apprenticeship combines practical training in a job with study towards a recognised professional qualification. It's an opportunity to gain the right skills, knowledge and experience for your chosen career, and it's tied to a specific role. During that time, you'll be supported by your manager, the training provider, and you will have a dedicated tutor as well. So who are apprenticeships for? They're no longer just for school or college leavers, but for those looking to upskill in their careers or complete career changes. Apprenticeships are open to anyone over the age of 16, and there is no upper age limit. So according to the Department for Education, of the 319,000 apprentices who started within the last year, those aged 25 and over made up 46%, with 19 to 24-year-olds making up 29% and 16 to 18 making up 24%. So at the Trust, our youngest apprentice at the moment is 21 and the average age is 40. So to join an apprenticeship, if you're currently a member of staff, you will have to have been here for a year, and you can contact us at our apprenticeship email address for an expression of interest form. Otherwise, for those who are looking to join us as new recruits, that will be through being recruited specifically as an apprentice. So we're working with a number of different educational institutes, including the University of West London, Kingston University, St George's Hospital Medical School, University of Reading and Croydon College. So some people may be thinking about how long does it take to achieve an apprenticeship. Typically they take between 1 and 5 years to complete, but it very much depends on the level. But you should be looking at a minimum of 12 months, during which 20% of your time is set aside for learning new skills and new knowledge and skills related to your particular apprenticeship standard or framework. So from the slide, you'll see that there are different levels of apprenticeships. So depending on the type of apprenticeship you're interested in, it is possible to progress through the different stages. So we offer anything from intermediate, which is level 2, which is equivalent to 5 GCSEs, right through to degree or master's degree at level 6 and 7. So I'll hand over to Gail.
Good morning, everyone. Croydon College is the largest provider of apprenticeships in the South East, and we work with a number of really good employers, including yourself. As you can see, we have Ofsted rating of good, with some outstanding features. We have a course to almost suit everyone, I think, especially around business admin, customer service, around those areas, which we've really been running for a long time. And I've worked with Croydon University Hospital quite a lot in the past. All our staff are industry trained and have an industry background, so they were working first and then became tutors and teachers second. So they've got lots of stories to tell and lots of experience within industry. We will offer you lots of support, quite personalised support. We're doing a lot of one-to-one sessions at the moment with apprenticeships, because that's just at the moment how things are working out. But even in the past, we did do quite a lot of one-to-one work with apprentices, because every apprenticeship is different. Quite often people are in different stages of the apprenticeship. So we do offer very personalised support, really. Right, next slide, please. The next slide. Oh, okay. Right. These are some of the different people that or employers that Croydon College are working with. So we've got Schlumberger, we've got plumbing employers, Royal Russell, we've got IT student there. So we do lots of different apprenticeship with lots of different employers, ranging from large multinational companies to small one-to-one builders. But obviously we all give them exactly the same service, which of course is excellent. So, you know, there's lots out there, lots of different apprenticeships to do, lots of IT ones, if you're interested in. As you can see, we work for Go-To Games, so we're doing gaming apprenticeships. We're looking at digital marketing. So all those ones that are emerging now. Okay, thank you.
Just to say that you will also have a lot of support from other people who are on the same course as well. And there isn't a finite number of apprenticeships. As Gail mentioned, there are emerging ones which are sort of coming on board all the time. So just because it's not listed on the Croydon College website, doesn't mean that it's not in the pipeline sort of for the future.
Absolutely.
So I'll just take you through some of the example pathways. So if you're interested in IT, there is a sort of entrance level IT support level 2, but it is possible to progress. We also have in pharmacy, we've actually completed apprenticeships in pharmacy quite recently, and the successful apprentice is looking at the level 3 sort of in the near future. But it's just to sort of let you know there are different opportunities to get into sort of the clinical side as well as the non-clinical. And the area which is of interest is project management. I suppose the different sort of routes into that. So some of it really depends on somebody's sort of knowledge, skills, behaviours, and the previous experience of beforehand, which will determine what level you go in at and what your manager can support you with in terms of meeting the requirements for that qualification. As I mentioned, we're investing quite heavily in our leaders and managers, so we are supporting senior leaders at the level 7, but there are opportunities to progress sort of through the different stages. Gail mentioned about the operations departmental manager, where we have a number of sort of staff going through that. So I've also provided information about the different routes to go into management. So sort of starting from sort of business and administration level 3 and sort of progressing upwards through the leader, supervisor, apprenticeship. We have a large nursing body at Croydon NHS Trust. So we do have a number of our staff going through the nursing associate qualification, and we are sort of looking to support them for the registered nurse degree. We'll also be promoting opportunities for the healthcare support workers to progress either down the nursing route or also the midwifery route.
Can I just interrupt you a minute? We've got a question asking what are the requirements for management? Really, if you want to do the management apprenticeship, you need to be working in the management role. Even if it's just starting a management role, but you do need to be able to manage either processes or people.
I think that's a really important point, is all the apprenticeships have required what are known as standards and frameworks, which sort of give quite a lot of information about the knowledge, skills, behaviours that you need to demonstrate in order to achieve these qualifications. So it's important that you're in these roles, either as existing staff or looking to start a new role or secure employment in that role to give you the best opportunity for success. Okay, I'll just talk a little bit about the business and administration level. So you'll find business administrators in all companies and across all sectors. The NHS is exactly the same. The role involves developing, implementing, maintaining and improving admin services. And in that role, you get to interact with all parts of the organisation as well as interact with internal and external customers. The role contributes to the efficiency of the organisation, sometimes working across teams, resolving issues, and typically they develop a wide range of skills like flexibility, responsiveness, and strong communication skills, both written and verbal. and they're expected to show initiative, managing priorities and on-time problem-solving skills and decision-making. And I think administration skills and having sort of strong skills in that area really serve you well for any role that you're involved with.
We've had a question from Lara. She says, how can I get into level 3 business administration for a medical clerk? At the end, we will be giving you what the next steps are and how to enrol. And if you're doing a business admin role, then there's no reason you can't do the level 3 business admin qualification.
Okay, so next is the customer service specialist level 3. So regarding that role, you'd be involved with all manner of customer requests, complaints and queries. And as an expert in your organisation services, you share knowledge with your wider team and colleagues, and you've got a key role in collecting, analysing customer information that influences change and improves the level of service across the organisation. So we mentioned the team leader supervisor role, and they mainly have responsibilities regarding operational and project outcomes, managing a team to deliver clearly defined outcomes, provide direction, instructions and guidance to ensure the achievement of set goals. So their key responsibilities include supporting, managing and developing team members, managing projects, planning and monitoring workloads and resources, also resolving problems, building relationships internally and externally. So the operations and departmental manager are responsible for managing teams and/or projects, achieving operational or departmental goals and objectives as part of the delivery of the organisation's strategy. So key responsibilities may include creating and delivering plans and projects, leading and managing teams, managing change, finance resources, coaching and mentoring. So the level of responsibility is higher at this stage than the level 3. So now I hand over to Gail.
So I was just answering a question there. I'll finish it off in a minute. Right, next steps with Croydon College. As you can see, Croydon College will be working closely with Croydon University Hospital to ensure that learners are recruited in a timely manner and that they have all the information and support that is needed. So once you've raised your interest to internally join an apprenticeship programme, you will need to contact the apprenticeship department at Croydon University Hospital and speak with your line manager, and I'm sure they will be very supportive though. You will need to complete an initial assessment. Right, not everyone has to complete the initial assessment. The initial assessment is only if you cannot prove that you have completed your maths and English. And it's not us, it's the government states that they have to have evidence. So unfortunately, if you cannot find your GCSE or O-level certificates, you may have to do your functional skills again. However, what we do at Croydon, the initial assessment will determine what level you're at, so how much you remember and how much you know already. And then if you are quite strong, come out quite strong in the initial assessment, we will give you some practice papers, and then a member of staff will come along with their laptop and you will do the online exam at your workplace. So we're trying to sort of front load the functional skills, so we'll probably start off trying to get those completed if you don't need much support. However, if you are a bit haven't done anything like volumes and things for a long time, we will give you some support there and give you some practice material, and then again come along to your workplace with our laptops and you can take the online exam in your workplace. So we're trying to make it not so intimidating for you, and it's not such a big deal. It's just a hurdle that you have to overcome in order to complete your apprenticeship, because we need to upload those certificates along with all your other evidence at the end. Okay, so what else? We do have an ALS team. We are really lucky to have 2 additional learning support members within our team, 2 lovely ladies. They will help you. You don't have to have additional learning support requirements to be able to get their assistance. They are there for you for you to send work so that they can proofread, check your spelling, anything like that. If you're not written an essay for a long time and don't feel confident, then they will help you overcome, just little issues about how to lay out a report and things like that. The government is also offering financial incentives for any employer who take on apprentices. So, of course, you are benefiting your organisation as well. Okay. Right, can I have the next slide, please? Right, so how to get going, really. Once you have the go ahead from Croydon University Hospital, they will share your details with us here at Croydon, and you will be contacted by a member of our admissions team. They will obviously ask for all your copies of your birth certificate or passport or documents that they require. And you will also then have an interview with myself if you're doing professional services, or my colleague Shirley if you are undertaking like facilities manager or anything to do with construction, really. That'd probably be me. This really is to ensure that you are covering or be able to cover all the criteria in the standard. So if you want to do a team leader, just to ensure that you actually do have a team member that you're supervising, because you need, as an apprentice, to get this evidence. So sometimes it's not about levels, it's about whether you're doing the job and that you can get the evidence to show that you are doing the job. Okay, so once you've had that interview and I go through the standard with you and check that sometimes if you're not doing them, I can have a discussion with you to say, okay, let's speak to your manager and see if you can do this. Maybe you can shadow someone for a few days and then have a go at doing it yourself. Yeah, so it's a sort of discussion that if you don't do it at the moment, how can we get you to ensure that you are covering all the criteria in the standard. Right, learners will then be sent a digital enrolment pack through IPEG. So this will be sent to your email. Sometimes you have to check your spam because it goes into spam email. What we're doing now is we're trying to pre-populate as much as we can of it with the information, just to save you time, really. Okay, so once we've got the IPEGS form back, signed by yourselves, your employer, and the college has to sign something as well, you will get a call from myself again to do an induction. So the first process, I induct you into the college, like welcome you to Croydon College. I will go through one file with you, which is our e-portfolio system that we use. And then you will also hear from your assessor. So the assessor, the assessor will contact you and start your formal learning. In the background, we are putting you on our one file system. We're putting you on Croydon University Hospital, and ourselves are sorting out the funding. So that goes on behind the scenes as well. Right, so once you're enrolled, you will carry out your learning. What we normally do, and it works for different courses. So business admin courses usually see an assessor once a week or once every other week. At the moment, we're doing individual Zoom sessions. And what happens, they will go through the assignment with you, talk through it, give you extra material to read, give you hints and tips on how to complete the assignment, and then you will be left to do the assignment on your own. We do encourage our learners to be quite autonomous and to try and do their own research and to try as much as possible to do self-directed learning. However, we are there if ever you need us. If you need any questions to assess, you can email them. So for the level 5 management, I think what we're doing, or the assessor is doing, is every couple of weeks they have a meeting, again, set work. But of course, in the meantime, if they have any questions, the learners can always email the assessor and the assessor will get back to them. The endpoint assessment, so that's what, instead of apprenticeships used to be assessed during the whole apprenticeship, but now what they're doing is having an assessment at the end. So very similar to A-levels or GCSEs, where you're tested right at the end, and it's called endpoint assessment. The endpoint assessment usually comprises of multiple choice questions, professional discussion. You will have to create a portfolio, and usually the discussion is around your portfolio, and quite often you have to present a project or some information. But we do practice these with you. We do encourage also that the employer watches your presentation and goes through your presentation with you. That we do send you practice multiple choice questions. We do the discussions with you. So we don't just throw you in at the end and say, here you are, here's your endpoint assessment. We do lots of practice, and we're very supportive all the way through. Okay, and I think that's me. Yeah, please, any questions, and put them in the chat and we'll answer them. Okay, thank you. Contacts, want me to go through the contacts? Right. Contacts, right, apprenticeships. Obviously, the first stage is for you to contact your apprenticeship department, and the emails here on the apprenticeshipsnhs.net. Then obviously Croydon College, we will you can look at the different apprenticeships through our website at Croydon as well. The Institute of Apprenticeships, they have all the standards, so if you want to check on any of the standards, you go to that address and you type in, I know, team leader or departmental manager, and the standard will come up, and that shows you the standard, all the knowledge, skills and behaviours that you will need to cover. And it's quite these are quite in-depth documents, and it shows you everything. Andy Chalice is our business development executive. He's our what I would call salesy person, but it's really knowledgeable about everything. So if you need to have any if you're not sure what apprenticeship to do, maybe speak to him or speak to me, and we can advise you and look at what your job role is really. Lashanda is our admissions team, so she will be contacting you in the first instance with your IPEX form. And then I'm the lead assessor. So you honestly contact me for any questions, any queries, anything really that you would like to know about apprenticeships. Been working here long enough now to be able to answer all your questions. Okay,
thank you so much, Gail. Just to let people know about the endpoint assessment, that you'll only be put forward for it when your tutor and your manager feel that you're ready. So you will get lots of support regarding that. Also, for those who have completed GCSE or O-level qualifications, if you have achieved them but have mislaid your certificates, it is possible to acquire those, and you just sort of get in touch with your local education board and you can receive copies. So I think we're ready now to answer your questions.
Okay. Chloe, I'm just going to answer yours in a minute. I'll email you, or I'll text you in a minute about your one. Okay, what we look at, I work in, hold on, let's have a look. Okay, how the levels measured. Well, Fang Fang's PowerPoint slide did look at the levels. It's not really about levels though, to be fair, it's about your job role. You have to be able to produce the evidence. So if you are not doing a team leader role, then you can't produce the evidence, whether it's a level 2 or level 3 or level 8. You know, you have to be able to be doing the job role. So a lot of the level 5 managers that I've been speaking to at the moment from the trust are doing management roles. Sometimes you only have to be responsible for one person in a team if you want to do a team leader. So you don't have to have a whole team. You could just be responsible, supervise one person. So really, it's not so much about levels, but it's about your job role. Okay, I work in a school. What advice should I give 18-year-olds who are looking for an apprenticeship in nursing or physiotherapy? Right, over to you for that one, Fang Fang.
I think something that people may not be aware of is that at Croydon we have volunteer opportunities. So it's a really good way to sort of get into the hospital and sort of learn about the work that we do, and a number of staff sort of come through the healthcare support worker sort of role. So you can contact us to find out a little bit more about that.
Croydon are also actually starting the apprenticeships in nursing. I don't think we're doing physiotherapy, but we're just definitely doing nursing. I don't know if it's apprenticeships or degrees. So look at our website for looking about nursing as well, because I know we run the access courses for nursing, and we're starting, I think, very soon, degree in nursing. So check that. Yeah. Okay. What advice 16-year-olds just complete? Right, advice I would give personally to anyone: do an apprenticeship. You save yourself thousands of pounds. You get the industry, you're learning on the job. I've heard from people doing IT that they come out of university and they're not up to date with all the IT that's going on. Where if you're in the workplace, you know, and it's changing, the companies are changing with it and quickly. So that's my advice, and you come out at the same or higher level than if you just go to university and have to come and find a job. I'm getting a lot of university students now who are just looking for admin jobs, where the admin apprenticeships are on sort of a 2 or 3 years experience already, and flying high. So we do HR apprenticeships. That's a really good one to get into, and you know, anything around accountancy apprenticeships. So, you know, tell your students to go on their website and see what apprenticeships we do, because we do lots. And it's a really good way to get into work. I just think it's a great opportunity for everyone.
Yeah, just picking up on what you're saying, Gail, I mean, I do think it's a really valuable opportunity for people to earn whilst they learn, and to get that on-the-job experience is really valuable. So you may be sort of entering into an apprenticeship and can see sort of where that would develop. So it's a great opportunity to progress and build your career where, you know, the pathways may not be available to you financially or for whatever reason, but through apprenticeships, that's possible to sort of, you know, either build or change your career later on.
Yeah, really good way of getting in. And also, quite apprentices, they often start at the bottom, so you get quite a lot of chief executives who started as apprentices and have worked their way up. Well, I was recently on the apprenticeship conference, and you know, quite a few of the speakers there had worked their way up right from the bottom, and of course they know every job. So that's a really good grounding. Right, nursing degree. Again, look at our website. Croydon College is doing the nursing degree. I don't know much about it because it's HE, to be fair, but I know we are doing it, so please check our website, and I think they're starting very soon. I know they've changed the whole part of the building into looks like a hospital wing. So
just to say that we do have a lot of nursing associate apprentices at Croydon University Hospital, and we are looking to support them where they'd like to complete the registered nurse degree through an apprenticeship as well.
Right, okay. I said, what's with distinction of merits, what oath would... But I'm not sure what you're getting at there. If you can just write it again and we can have a look, and I'm not quite sure what you're asking there, sorry. Right, do you have opportunity for young people to study work at the hospital? Right, over to you, Fang, for that one.
Okay, just say that all of our opportunities are advertised on our website, so do keep a look out for any that specifically say apprenticeships.
Okay, dentistry apprenticeships, not at Croydon, but I'm sure within the hospital they are offering that.
We do have a number of different apprenticeships, which, as I mentioned before, it's not a finite list, so more and more are coming on board. So do stay in touch with us to see sort of what opportunities are available for taking on new apprentices, and then we can support people with their development paths.
Okay, Melanie, thanks for that bit of information. I know it's not promoting us, but Kingston Uni offer nursing associate degrees, but hey ho, and they work in local hospitals, so their local hospital could be Croydon University Hospital. Okay, do you have to work in order to do an apprenticeship? Yes, that is one of the main things that you have to be is in work to do an apprenticeship, because it is on the job learning whilst being employed, but you do get paid, and you do attend college usually once a week or half day a week, but yeah, you do have to be working. Okay, I have a level 2 and level 3 in health and social care and work in a care home. I'm currently doing functional skills level 2 maths. Right, years ago, can these qualifications get me into nursing? Oh, I don't know, Michelle. However, contact the hospital, well, you could contact either Croydon University Hospital if they have any vacancies, or contact the college. I know we do an access to nursing course, so that might be a way into nursing. But please check our website and speak to, if you need to speak to anyone, speak to the admissions team here at Croydon, and they're really good. Right, okay, degree in adult, oh right, the degree, oh well done Michelle, the degree in adult nursing starts in September, so yeah, probably best actually after, when we're allowed out. Covered up people able to enrol and start at different times. Yes, most of our apprenticeships are roll on, roll off, so there's no specific time when you can start. If you join us in January, you'll probably start in sort of February, so we don't have set times. It's roll on, roll off, so you can start whenever you like. Yeah, okay. I have qualifications from back home, which couldn't GCSE in our level one. Done a level 1 apprenticeship. I'm sure, Hamad, you can apply for apprenticeships. You might have to do your level 2 in English and level 2 in maths through your functional skills. But I'm sure, you know, that will only add to your knowledge. Yeah, so please get in touch, you know, either with the college or look for vacancies at the hospital. Right.
Just say if people have completed their maths and English qualifications overseas, it is possible to see whether those actually relate to sort of the functional skills and maths requirements. So we can check before sort of you need to commit to undertaking those courses.
Yeah, we have to do what we call a NARIC check, which gives the equivalent. So yeah, if it comes up that they're equivalent, then you won't have to do them again. But most apprenticeship, well, anything above, if you're doing a level 2 apprenticeship, you have to have level 1 in functional skills, maths and English, and maybe working towards level 2. But if you're doing anything above a level 2 apprenticeship, so level 3 and above, you have to have level 2 maths and English functional skills or GCSEs, O levels. My case. How long does the level 3 business admin take? It's 18 months is the recommended time. I suggest to my learners or the learners at Croydon that we do it but we aim for 15 months. It can be anything over a year. It has to be a year and a day, so you can do it quicker. If you gather all your evidence and everything, you can do it in just over a year, but recommended is 18. I'd try and do it about 15. We are working on the, I don't know what I mean. Right, okay. What would the basic wage package be like for starting an apprentice? Oh, I don't know at the hospital. We encourage employers to pay really the standard, what's it called? Not living wage, yeah, the standard living wage, or the what's working wage. The actual apprenticeship wage is really low, and I really don't encourage or like employers when they pay that money, because I don't think it's fair, because it wouldn't hardly cover your travel. But there are lots of employers out there that pay really good salaries now, and I know Croydon University Hospital is one of them, so do look at the vacancies and see. Right. Can I apply for more than one position, as I don't know whether I will be chosen? Yes, go for as many as you like. Even go for ones you don't even fancy for interview practice. You know, it's always good to, the more interviews you do, the more confident you get. So then when you go for the one you really like, hopefully you'll get it. But yes, apply for as many as you like and go for as many interviews and practice as you can. Okay. Do you have to go to Croydon College to be accepted for the apprenticeship, or can you go to any college? Unfortunately, you can go to any college. You don't have to come to Croydon College, but we're the best. Well, I'm biased. Is there any part-time apprenticeships? No, you can work part-time and do an apprenticeship, but what has to happen is the length of the apprenticeship is longer. So rather than if you work half hours, then your apprenticeship will take 2 years. So we have to extend the time of the apprenticeship, but there's nothing that can stop you. If you're working part-time, you still can do it. But we like 30 hours, but you can do less hours, but your length of apprenticeship will be longer. Okay. Right, I want to ask if all degree apprentices will be funded while doing it, for example, the nursing apprenticeship. But I'm aware, yes, all apprenticeships are funded by the government, so no fees, no debt. So yeah, doing a nursing apprenticeship, that's my advice. We need lots of them. So what if you're not working in a hospital, you cannot get on the apprenticeship? Croydon University Hospital do have vacancies for new apprentices, I'm assuming. Do they, Fang Fang?
Mhm.
Yeah, so try, yeah, so you can look on their website for any vacancies coming up and apply. But also at Croydon College, we have a number of vacancies as well. So if you go on our website and look at the vacancies list and apply for as many as you like. Okay, I completed my health and social care level 2 with distinction. Oh, well done. And I'm now doing mechanics, but my focus on caring for others. I don't have English. What route would you take? Oh, right, the first route is you need to get your English. I think what we're doing, especially working with Croydon University Hospital, for anyone that's applying for the healthcare worker, or we're trying to focus on getting their maths and English first. You can do your maths and English via online courses. I think we're starting that very soon. So you can, while you're doing your mechanics, you can do your English and maths in the evening via an online platform. So contact the college again, and even contact myself if you want to, and we can set that up for you to get your maths and English first, and then look into a route for your health and social care. Right, are there other opportunities of people that are not currently in work and looking to start a career in NHS? Oh, right, we are running very shortly what is called Kickstart programs. I don't know if this applies to you, where we are giving employment for 6 months to people who have been unemployed for a time, or who I think on universal credit. So if you're not working and you want to get into a role, it's very much we're looking at doing the Kickstart and then people going on to apprenticeships. So obviously we'll be working with lots of people, hopefully including the NHS, but there are lots of vacancies out there for you to get a career. If you wanted to go into care first and then work into the NHS, or just go onto the Croydon University Hospital website and see what vacancies are there. I'm sure there's lots. Right, okay. How long roughly? Oh, hold on, my machine's not going down. How long roughly is the nursing degree apprenticeship? Fortunately, I don't know. Michelle, could you quickly have a look for that for me? I don't know. You will have to research that or go onto our website because it's HE, comes under HE, and I'm apprenticeship, so I haven't really looked into that. So sorry. But we have the information is on our website, and you can speak to someone who to look, who if you're looking to start in September, and they will give you all the information about that. Right. Oh, minimum wage. Well, that's the word I was trying to think of. National minimum wage. Well done, Lara. Thank you. What do you like best about Croydon College? Oh, I've worked at Croydon College since 2007. So I've been here quite a long time. I don't know. I love the people. I love that the teachers care. I think that's what I've found with Croydon College. We do quite often get quite some challenging students, but the tutors all really care, and we all want everyone to succeed. And I think, I know my tutors all go over and above what's expected for the student. So I think we are a really good we give a really good foundation to our students, and we really care. And it's never boring. I manage a physiology service at Croydon Hospital. How could I get an apprentice? Oh, right. Well, you need to speak to Fang Fang for that one. So Amanda wants an apprentice. Right.
Okay, so I'll contact you, Amanda, after this session, and we can sort of talk about sort of what path you need to take. But it would be sort of looking at sort of creating job description, making sure that's suitable for the type of apprenticeship you want to support. But we'll have a chat afterwards.
Lucy, could you do any type of work to an apprenticeship? There's business admin apprenticeships, there's IT apprenticeships, there's construction apprenticeships, everything. I think there's an apprenticeship in, I don't know, horse grooming, everything you can do. So go onto the National Apprenticeship website or the vacancies list and start there to see what you can do really. As apprenticeship, nearly everything. Right, if you're not in a care setting and you have no experience, can you still apply for the apprenticeship? I have level 2 and level 3 in health and social care. The fact that you've got level 2 and level 3 would mean that you have to go into an apprenticeship. You couldn't really do health and social care though. That's more because you've got the experience already, and the government won't fund learners who already have experience or have qualifications in the same area. So you could do business admin in a care setting, you could do customer service, you could do IT, but you couldn't be doing an apprenticeship in health and social care because you've already got qualifications in that. So I don't know how to answer that really, what else you can do apart from get a job really in it. Work your way up to management. Right, how will we find out about Kickstart vacancies in healthcare? I don't know if we've actually got any Kickstart in healthcare, but we are running the Kickstart program and we do work closely with lots of different employers. So contact Croydon College with regarding the Kickstart. There's a whole thing on it and our website, a whole link to a Kickstart. So find out there first, and then hopefully if you put in that you want to work in a care industry, then we can look at maybe putting with care, might be links with care homes, not necessarily the hospital, but that's a way to start. Okay. Oh, Yvette Brian, 3 to 4 years. So that's the apprenticeship nursing, I'm assuming, 3 to 4 years. Right, does Croydon College offer level 2 maths and English exams on its own? Yes, we do. Can I study by myself and come for the final exam together? What we've just done is through a platform called Equal, we are setting up online maths and English. So you will be able to do it. It's distance, what we call distance learning. So you do have contact, as far as I'm aware, with a tutor, but a lot of it is done remotely and done online. So you could do it maybe do the sessions in the evening, that sort of thing. But again, contact, I'm trying to think who to contact about that. Oh, Melanie. Can't think of her surname at the moment. Michelle, can you find out Mel's surname for me, please? And we'll put it on. It's quite a long name. So, and then you can get in touch with that lady, and she does the distance learning. But again, go on our website; it's all there. Also, can I do level 3 health and social care as well? As well as what? Sorry, Laura, I'm not quite sure what you mean. I can't remember. I know you've emailed us already, but I can't remember what you said. So, right, please visit our Croydon University Centre, for all the HE courses. Thank you, Michelle. Nursing degree takes 3 to 4 years. Could you do any type of work to do an apprenticeship? Yeah, anything. As long as there's an apprenticeship in it. It takes 3 years. Sounds good. Oh, that's a good one. We like that. I'm currently doing my GCSEs. Would it be advisable continuing my education while being an apprentice? Yes, I would absolutely recommend that you do an apprenticeship and work your way up. You can get a degree through an apprenticeship. We do level 7 apprenticeship degrees, and you can go all through your working life. Training and learning and get a degree and not owe any money to the government. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Right, Croydon Kickstart. Croydon Health Services Kickstart opportunities to advertise on NHS jobs. There you go. Thank you, Yvette, for that. She's a mind of information. Right, Kickstart details are on our Croydon website, croydon.ac.uk/Kickstart. So please look on those for anything you might need. Can you post a link for the apprenticeships you offer? Okay, can we do that? Do you do night school? Not for apprenticeships, enough during the day. But we do, I know Croydon College offers 1 night a week, but I think it's maths and English, to be fair, GCSE maths and English. But again, you can check that out on our Laura, business administration. Yeah, you can do business administration if you've done health and social care level 2 and 3. Yeah, that's fine. Something really different.
Just to go back to the point about night school, if you're employed, you will have 20% off the job training. So that will be to attend sort of online classes as well as sort of complete your studies. So they are during sort of daytime traditionally, but there might be sort of cohort sessions in the evening.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Right, okay, let's have, oh, as well. You can't do 2 courses at once. You can only be funded by the government from 1 course. So if you're doing health and social care level 2, you can't then do an apprenticeship in something else. I think you'd find it very hard work to do anything. Right, can't seem to move my mouse down now any further. Let's have a look. Oh, Chanel. Is it possible to do 1 year of uni and start an apprenticeship? I think as long as you're not going back to do your other years. But yeah, if you've started the university and decided it's not for you, want to do an apprenticeship, yeah, that's absolutely fine. You can do that.
So just to go back to Gail's point, it is possible to progress up to masters doing apprenticeships, and the benefit is sort of financially, but also you get the on-the-job training as well and support from your manager and your team to successfully complete your qualifications.
Right, Assad, yeah, that's fine. I will email you my email address and you can talk to me. So you can have a chat about what you're looking at. Think about what you enjoy doing, Assad. If you want to do an apprenticeship, think about something that you enjoy. Because if you're going to work 9 to 5 until you're 70, probably, you need to enjoy your job. Yeah. Luckily, I love my job, so it's very good. But yeah, think of something you enjoy. Right. Any other questions before we close?
Don't think there are any questions for now, but if you do have some which come up, please do get in touch with us. We'd love to have a conversation with you about building your career in Croydon or whether it's elsewhere. But thank you so much for your time this morning. Thank you, Gail.
You're welcome. Thank you.